Hi, my name is Father Gregory Pine, and this is Ascension Presents. One of the most famous scenes in all of Catholic tradition occurs in Book 2 of St. Augustine's Confessions. In that particular book, he describes a scene during his childhood or his adolescence when he stole a few pears. He knew what he was doing. He knew the pears weren't his. He wasn't especially attracted by them. He didn't find them especially beautiful or desirous. He wasn't even hungry. So then, why do it? At first, it sounds kind of, silly, simple, not particularly interesting, but it's captured the imagination of Christians ever since. And the reason for which is it gets at the heart of why we do bad things, if one can even speak of getting at the heart of why we do bad things. Because throughout the course of the book, St. Augustine racks his brain and racks his heart to determine why it was that he did this particular act. He'll go on later in some of his theological works to describe certain sources of sin. He'll say sometimes it arises from ignorance. You didn't know fully what you were getting yourself into. Or sometimes it arises from malice. You really just want to stick it to the other person because maybe they've betrayed you or they've dishonored you, whatever else. Or maybe it's because of weakness or concupiscence, because your passions, your emotions are all stirred up and you just couldn't get a handle on the situation. It got away from you. And yet, when he describes this particular instance, he can't really identify any of those factors as pushing him to take the pears. Here, St. Augustine gets at the heart of what he will call the mystery of iniquity. At the heart of every sin, there's a little bit of madness, a little bit of craziness, a little bit of insane rebellion. And often enough, when we find ourselves in similar situations, we're trying to talk sense into what is, in fact, a senseless thing. And so St. Augustine will say, in that moment, it was as if wickedness became my very goal itself. It was as if I wanted to do something transgressive. I wanted to do something bad just to see how it felt or to have done it. And perhaps that's something with which we can sympathize, something that speaks to our own experience. So even though St. Augustine can't give a satisfactory response as to why he did this particular thing, yet in the course of that book and in the many pages that he wrote thereafter, he's able to orient our gaze to a deeper madness, which can help to save us from this shallow madness of sin, namely, the madness of God who sent his only begotten Son to take human flesh so as to save us from this sin, to speak reason into the depths of our heart, not just human reason, but divine reason, so that ultimately we would be more convinced of his mercy than we were convinced of our own sin. And so in the life of St. Augustine, we see just such a transformation as he grows in the virtue of penitence and profits from the mercy of God, which can transform a life in fantastic fashion. Speaking of St. Augustine, Season 2 of Catholic Classics. Last year, our first season, we read Introduction to the Devout Life by St. Francis de Sales, and this year, we're going to read the Confessions by St. Augustine. So, as we had last time, we'll have reading and commentary in bite-sized episodes that will take you through the whole of the work and hopefully, grow your spiritual life, your prayer life, so that it reflects more that of St. Augustine. For more information on Season 2 and to get the reading plan, go to ascensionpress.com/CatholicClassics. And we'll look forward to chatting with you for Season 2.